What is up, Karol here with Themeisle. What I want to show you today is how to create a great looking pricing table in WordPress, in the blog editor specifically, and then how to connect that pricing table to a specific product, either in WooCommerce, or if you don't want to use WooCommerce, you can also do it in Stripe. Yeah, let's check it out. Okay, so first things first, what I have here is just a standard WordPress website. Nothing spectacular, but we really don't need a lot to make it all work. What we actually need is just one extra plugin. So the plugin is called Blocks. It is a free plugin. It is a freemium plugin actually, but for what we want to achieve with it today, we're only going to be using the free features. So yeah, that is it. Really simple to use. Basically, go into plugins, add new, Blocks, and then, yeah, this is the one. Just install, activate. As you can see, I already have it active, so I'm gonna just jump right in and show you how to create a nice looking pricing table. So let's just go straight into pages and create a new one. Let's call it My Services. And let's check out what Author has to offer. So let's go into patterns, then into Blocks, and in here you're gonna see quite a handful of different patterns for different design elements that you can put on your pages, and among them you will also find a couple of pricing table designs. So this is one of them. Then on the next pages you're gonna find some more, but let's use this one just to show you what's possible. So let me collapse this, and right away, as you can see, this is a quite nice looking pricing table. Let's maybe change some of the prices. So, you know, just like with everything that deals with the blog editor, you can just change the details with no problem at all. So commonly you would place your features here on the list, features, benefits, whatever you want to place here actually. So yeah, of course, this being the blog editor, you can also add whatever other blocks you have installed on your site. So feel free to add whatever you want, change whatever details you need. And then once you do all that, then there's the big question. So how to actually connect those buttons to actual products, right? Because this is a pricing table. So ideally you would want people to be able to buy straight from this table. Yeah, and there are a couple of things you can do. Let me just save the page to show you. So you can either use WooCommerce to actually manage the products, to manage the orders and so on. So in that case, each of those services products would be a separate product in WooCommerce. And then all you need to do is just create individual add to cart buttons for each of those products. So let me show you how to do it. But before I do, if you're not using WooCommerce, then don't close this video. I also have another solution to show you later on. So yeah, let's go back to the dashboard, to products. And as you can see, I already have WooCommerce installed on this website. And I also created a couple of products just to show you how this all works. So those are basically very, very simple products. If you go into any of them, there is just the title and the price. And that is pretty much it. So with that, having this info, I can go back to pages, to my services page actually. And instead of using those buttons in here, maybe let me just remove them entirely. And what I will be adding is a shortcode block. So let's put one in here, and what I'm gonna place inside is the code for an individual add to cart button from WooCommerce. So the default version of this shortcode is just that. It's add to cart ID and then the ID of the product. However, this doesn't look that great by default, so we can do a couple of more things to customize this shortcode. I already prepared the exact shortcode that I want to use. So I'm just gonna copy and paste it here and then explain what it does. So basically, apart from the product ID, what I also do here is that I choose not to show the price of the product because WooCommerce would show it next to the button itself. So I don't need the price next to the button because I already have the price here up top. And then apart from that, I can also use a simple style definition where I can put whatever CSS I want. So what I'm doing here is just erasing all the borders and making the button sit in the center. So yeah, let's just save it. Let me show you what it looks like. And what I have here is just a standard add to cart button for my product. And just to make it more uniform, let me just quickly add the two missing buttons as well. Okay, and here they are. So when I click any of the buttons right now. The item is gonna be added to my cart. I can view the cart, and inside, yeah, essential package, $25. It matches the label in here, and of course, it also matches the product itself. So the only thing you need to pull this off is to have your products ready and to also take note of the IDs of those products. And yeah, that is it. But what if you don't want to use WooCommerce, right? No one is forcing you to use WooCommerce. So not everyone knows this, but you can actually sell stuff on WordPress without WooCommerce. And one of the ways to do it is through Stripe. So if you're not familiar, Stripe, it is this website. Anyone can register, anyone can set an account. All you need is just your business details. You don't need to invest anything in this setup from the get-go. Stripe is going to allow you to use their platform for free as long as you are okay sharing part of your income with them. So yeah, a couple of things that you need to make this work. So first off, you need your products added in Stripe. So this is pretty simple, you know, just create a product, add a description, a price, and so on. As you can see, I already did all that. So I have a couple of products ready. And with that done, the next step that you need to take care of is get your API key from Stripe. So you can get that by going to the developers section of the panel, and then under API keys, you're gonna find, well, probably nothing at first. So what you need to do is create a key, and then when you do, you're gonna see your keys here on the list. Just grab the secret key, just click on it, it's gonna be copied to your clipboard, and you're gonna use that one to enable Stripe payments on your site. So once you have that, again, go back to your website, go back to the Author Blocks settings, and in here under integrations, under Stripe, all you do is just paste in your API key from Stripe, the secret key, click save, and from that point on, Author Blocks is gonna be able to connect to your Stripe account, fetch the products, and allow people to buy those products. So yeah, with that done, what we can do now, we can go back to our services page, and I can just delete those WooCommerce buttons because I'm not gonna need them anymore. And what I can do instead is just look for Stripe. And Author gives me the Stripe checkout button. So let's just drag it in here. From the list, just select the product that you want to sell. So this is the essential package. This is the price, and just like that, we have a Stripe checkout button. So let's just see it. Yeah, here it is. I can add the other buttons for the other elements of the pricing table as well pretty easily. And whenever someone clicks on this button, they are gonna be redirected to Stripe, where they will be able to finalize the purchase. And it's all done without WooCommerce. Yeah, so that is it. That is how you create a nice looking pricing table, and how to also connect it to either WooCommerce or Stripe. Yeah, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe. There's a lot more content coming up, and see you next time.